Krystal, hi, Jim Delapine here. I want to give you some video feedback on this, and this looks terrific. I love the background; it's very, very tasteful. But there's some more adjustments we need to make. First of all, make sure that you create a clipping mask, an adjustment layer that's a clipping mask, and also save and rename a channel. Okay, so you don't have any saved and renamed channels in here. Okay, that was one of the requirements. Okay, you also need to correct the spelling on furniture. And let me just do that now. Furniture. Yeah, I guess that's right. Okay, so here's what I'm going to suggest. This you want to place your character on basically on a surface. So right now this is a lovely background. So here's what I'm going to suggest, that we create like a flooring, and I'll show you how we can do that. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your background and select and move it straight up. So as I'm moving it up, I'm holding in the shift key to constrain it, and I'll bring it to right about here. Okay. Then I'm going to duplicate this layer. So Control or Command J will duplicate a layer, as long as there's no selection. Okay. Pardon me. And then what I'll do is go to Edit, Transform, Flip Vertical. So now it's upside down. So this is on the copy. And now what I'll do is I'll click and drag, whoops, on the background and pull that straight down. As I'm dragging, I'm holding down the shift key now. It's important that this comes straight down. And we're going to match this up to the seam here. All right? Right here. Okay? So now what we'll do is this. I'm going to, since this, if I zoom out, since this image goes way out here, all right, I'm going to perform a perspective thing here. I want you to hit Control or Command A and then go to Image Crop. All right, so you won't see any physical changes, but actually that cropped out that part of the image that goes beyond what you see here. So now I'm going to Control or Command click on the thumbnail for this copied layer here. So that puts a selection around it. Then I'll go to Edit, Transform, Perspective. And then I'll click on the bottom lower left or right and simply pull this out. All right, so now we have this distortion. I'll hit Enter and deselect. So now we have what looks like a floor. Okay, so now everything kind of makes sense visually. So now with I see that with this lamp here, you have a white outer glow here. It looks like the pixels, went outside. So we want to get rid of that. So one way of doing that is this. If I if I Control click, I don't know how this is done. Let me just see this. Let me just isolate this here. Oh, it looks like you deleted all the pixels. Yeah, that's not. Sorry, my throat is raspy here. Yeah, you defeated the purpose of a layer mask on this particular one. The other ones you did correctly, but this one you did not. So what you're going to do is this. You're going to select the image part of that layer, go to your paintbrush tool. We want to get rid of this white glow here. And then what we'll do is put, okay, with the paintbrush tool active, you're going to hold down your Alt or Option key and click on the dark part of the lamp here. Okay. And then put your paintbrush tool into darken mode. Okay. Yeah, see, that's all right. And then what you're going to need to do is this. You're going to need to Control or Command click on the thumbnail for that layer 6. Zoom in. And then paint along this edge here. You're going to need to Alt or Option click on certain areas here, dark areas, and then you'll paint along here to kind of paint along that edge there to fill in that area. Okay, so I'm basically darkening the existing pixels here. So you can occasionally alt click to sample that color from that area and then do that. Okay, you really want to, kind of get rid of that white glow here. Okay, so I'm occasionally alt clicking where it gets darker. All right, so it's going to take a little bit of finagling here to make this look right. All right, so there. Now what you want to do is create a shadow on here. So you can't just, so what you need to do is this. For I would click on the table with the move tool, select that table layer, create a new layer above that, put that layer immediately into multiply mode, go to your paintbrush, and click on the foreground color and select a medium to a dark gray. And then with your paintbrush back in normal mode, okay, make sure your paintbrush is at 0% hardness. And now we'll get a decent sized brush. And you're going to basically paint kind of like what looks like a shadow under here to ground this. Okay? All right, that looks terrible, but all right. So now the important thing is this. You've got your wooden spoons and fork floating here in midair. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to select this, bring this up, and I would put this somewhere right around here, like this. All right, and then you're going to need to before we do this, we need to make an adjustment. So you're going to select, let's see, layer 11, right? And then shift click this layer here, right? All these layers here, right under Fantasia Furniture Fairy. You're going to hit Control or Command T and scale this down a little bit. So you're going to go to the corner, click, start dragging in, and as you're dragging, you're going to hold down Shift and Option or Alt. So it scales into the center. So I would say something right about here. Okay? I'm letting go with my cursor first, then the Shift and the Alt key, hitting Enter to apply the transformation. And now what we'll do is we're going to take Fantasia Furniture Fairy and we're going to edit that. So let's see here. I'm going to do this here. I want it to look like Fantasia Furniture Fairy is going from the spoon to the fork, like in this arc. So let's see here. If I go to my what we'll do is this. We'll take the fork, bring it up here, and the spoon. All right, something like this. And for the fork, I'm going to rotate it a little bit. And I guess something like that. And the spoon. All right, so what we want to do is make sure that the spoon and the fork look interwoven in between this little grating thing here. So what you'll do is select the layer mask for that, zoom in, and then with your paintbrush, depending on your placement, you want to make it look like it's falling behind and in front of this. So I would say if we, making sure 100% hardness. So you're going to click here. It's not the best location, but something like that. And then for the fork, you'll want to make sure that the layer mask is active. And then zoom in and what I like to do is over paint, right, with black. And then it's easy to bring the imagery back in by swapping your foreground and background color, so make it white. And then this, and again, you're going to have to zoom in. You're going to have to now paint this back in to make it look like it's coming behind. You get the idea? All right, so, I mean, I did a sloppy job, but that's basically the idea. Okay? So I hope that helped, and don't forget your adjustment layers and clipping masks, and save channels. Bye.